What's going on, y'all? This is Dana Polk Jr. Master Executive 8, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you allow yourself to be controlled with sex by your woman. I'm going to talk about why this is able to happen. I'm going to talk about how this happens and what you can do to keep it from happening. So, just to kind of give you my background on this subject, I've been on both sides of the fence to where I was being used, or I was allowing myself to be controlled by my little head, and I've been on the other side to where I had control of the dynamic. So first, to just speak on the side of it to where my little head was in control. There have been times in my life to where I would allow a woman to, I would perceive sex as a reward. Like, if I was able to have sex with a woman, it would be a reward for me. And when it was that type of dynamic, she was able to control me with it, or I allowed myself. Because the one thing about control is you can only be controlled by things you give yourself to. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody can really control you. You allow people to control you. You know what I'm saying? So this is not something that she's doing. This is something that I'm allowing to be done. You know, just to make sure you have the right context. Like, no woman is controlling you. You're allowing yourself to be controlled. Not necessarily even by the woman, by your own lust. You know what I mean? So, why does this happen? You know what I mean? This happens because you don't see your value and you don't see your worth. And I say you don't see your value and you don't see your worth because you deserve to be intimate with your woman. If whoever the woman that is that you especially in a relationship aspect of it, if you're in a relationship with her, you should be able to get it whenever you want. You know what I mean? Like, you actually deserve that. You know what I mean? Like, you're valuable enough to have that. You know what I'm saying? So because you don't see yourself as valuable, because you don't see yourself as deserving of that, you'll allow it to be spoon-fed to you. You'll allow it to be given to you when she wants to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about on times of her period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking about things that are outside of her control. I'm talking about when she's purposely knows that you are not in control of the situation. You are not in control of yourself. And that if you want it from me, I can control the situation and give it to you as a reward for being a good boy. You know what I mean? So the why is because you don't value yourself and you don't see yourself as deserving of intimacy from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or from, especially if she's your woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is especially if you're in a relationship. If you're in a relationship and your little head is in control, you're not in control of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, she can use sex however she wants to control you. And then the next thing is how she does it. So the way she does it is, the first thing she does is she starts to limit it. You know what I mean? She starts to limit it by making excuses. And also, let me go back to another why. Another why is because she's not really into you like that. You know what I mean? Because this is kind of like the other side. I've had women who were really into me, and there was no lack of passion. at all. Like that never even was a thing. And an interesting dynamic between both those situations was, normally the less I cared about the women, the more control I had over the sexual situation. The more I cared about her, or I mean, the less control I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, so on the flip side of that, I've had women in my life, and the interesting thing is, all the interactions that I had with the women in my life where I were in control, we weren't in a relationship at all, and I could get it whenever I want. I was in control of the situation. It was only once I was in a relationship setting that I didn't have control of it. I mean, it was being used as, it was like weaponized. You know what I'm saying? It was being used to control me, and I was allowing myself to be controlled about it because I was thinking with my little head, not my big head, not logically. I wasn't thinking like, hey, this is not right. You know what I'm saying? I was just thinking, oh, I want it, so I'll do whatever for it. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have no value or self-worth in that mindset. So like I said, how it happens is basically she'll treat it like this reward kind of system. Like, she'll let you know that, oh, you've been a good boy, here you go, you know, have me. You know what I'm saying? And then and then when you have it and you think you got it, you think it's solidified, you think you can get it whenever you want, that's when she takes it away. And she starts to make excuses. Like, oh, I got a headache, or oh, I don't feel like it, or oh, this and oh, that. And some of the times it could be because she's sleeping with somebody else. You know what I mean? It could be because she's sleeping with somebody else. So like, she may be giving her body to that person. Like, so like she don't there's nothing left for you. I mean, she's giving it to that person. Another thing could just be she just likes the control. She just likes to see you feel some type of way because you can't get it. You know what I mean? And what else, man? Oh, and also let me say this, like, even the way you have sex is different when you don't care about a woman as much versus when you do. Like, and the way I even treat the sexual dynamic was different in both those situations. When I didn't necessarily care about the woman as much, it was very just rough, like straightforward, straight cut. Like when I called her, she knew what time it was. You know what I mean? And we'll get it in anywhere. You know what I mean? Anytime. And I would do things to her that I wouldn't do to. Let me tell you something about this. I don't know, I might be wrong about this, but this thing called love. Like, the more I loved her, the less rough I was. The more likely I was to be soft. The more I didn't love her, the more likely I was to do things like smash her face. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go in on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not even care. You know what I mean? Just it was about me. So but I noticed when I'm in love, now it's about her. It was about me pleasing her. It's about and I noticed at some point that the dynamic changed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, the more in love with her you are, the less like you are to want to hurt her. And the less you love her, the more likely you are to hurt her. And I can speak from experience, man. Some of them women like the pain. Most of them like the pain. You know what I mean? And I don't mean this in necessarily a toxic way, but like, had I been, and this is possibly because I don't know, because some of these women I was dealing with in a relationship, like, they never really was into me like that. It was always some ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying? And it was, most of the time, it was some other men involved, except for one. I will say for one relationship in particular, there was no other men involved, and she didn't. Actually, I will say there was one particular relationship that I was in to where I was in control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to do it whenever I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, there was no, you know what I mean? There was no, you know what? I think I'll say this honestly. That may be definitely a relationship that I could have still been in, that could have possibly been good. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not, you don't really see hindsight on what you have until it's gone. That was actually my first relationship. That was I was younger. I was like in the military. Like that was happened a long time ago. But kind of when I reflected on it, I was like, you know what? That actually was a decent relationship, because she loved me more than I love her. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of y'all gonna think that's messed up, but like, that dynamic had her going out her way for me, versus on the flip side, I'm going out my way for her, and I'm getting breadcrumbed with the sex. Like, literally breadcrumbed. Like, I'll give it to him. She will give it to you just enough to keep you around, but not enough to make you feel content. So you be stuck in a rock and a hard place. And then a lot of the times when you're in that situation, you actually find yourself cheating, because it's like, well, dang, like, if I can't get it here. But like, what I would suggest is, instead of cheating, just leave. You know what I mean? Like, if you give a woman your word and say that it's just going to be y'all two, and you find yourself, wanting to go outside of the relationship, I mean, especially on multiple, like, just go. You know what I mean? Because obviously that's not fulfilling you. So like, just go. You know what I mean? Don't stick around for something that's not fulfilling you. So yeah, man. Like, so I've been on both sides. I had some great sexual relationships. You know what I mean? Which only one of them was a serious relationship. You know what I mean? All the rest of them were just pretty much, we was friends for a certain period of time. But especially my last one, I was breadcrumbed, like breadcrumbed. You know what I mean? And that was because she was, and then another thing is too, like I said, when the more in love you are, or the more, I ain't gonna say the more in love you are, because I'm not trying to misconstrue love. You know what I'm saying? But the more you care about not hurting her, the less effective you are at dominating her in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Whereas though, the less you care, the more effective you are. Like, that's just from my personal experience. So, and I'm sharing this video to let you know that this may be happening to you, and if it is, then you need to, somehow switch your mindset about that situation. You know what I mean? And get back in control of the situation, or go. Because you don't deserve to be breadcrumbed. You know what I mean? Obviously, that the number one thing is that they're not into you like that. You know what I mean? So I just wouldn't stick around for that situation. I wouldn't stick around for that situation. I would get somebody that is into you, and you don't have that issue with. So that's it, man. If y'all have any comments, leave them below. Subscribe to my channel, press the alert button for more videos like this, and I'll talk to y'all later.